In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing a marketing strategy that is designed to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to have customers show up at your door ready to buy with cash or credit cards in hand. It sounds too good to be true, but for those who know how to do it, it's very real, and I'm going to share this strategy with you today. Hey there, my name is Erhart, Modern Marketing Strategist, and welcome to the Modern Marketing Show, where we help you grow your business by making better marketing. So, if you're interested in learning the latest and greatest marketing strategies, tools, tips, tricks, and tactics, well, you may want to consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. When I first got into marketing, I wasn't that good at sales. I liked talking to people and helping them, I just hated the selling part. I think my closing line might have been something like, "So, what would you like to do?" Hardly a compelling close. And yet, I would still more often than not make the sale. So why? Well, what I had yet to realize at the time was that my marketing and everything that had happened up until that point had all but closed the deal for me. So when I finally did speak to a prospect or a potential client, well, they were already sold on working with me, and really all I need to do is get out of my own way. And that's where inbound marketing comes into play. Inbound marketing is the strategy of using content marketing, social media, search engine optimization, and building a solid brand so clients naturally come to you rather than you having to go out there and get them. Basically, you create content, customers find it, or more accurately, you position it so it's easy for them to find, then they consume it, they love you, and then they come back to you for more. And from the very first days of starting my very first agency, I absolutely knew and loved the power that inbound marketing could have, especially for someone that wasn't that good at sales. After all, who wouldn't want a magical funnel that just magically made customers appear at your business? Magically. The other thing that inbound marketing did for me was that it made the whole sales process completely seamless, and I absolutely loved this part. After all, by using an inbound marketing strategy, it enables you to overcome any objections or answer any questions that may come up during a sales call. Well, you can do this way ahead of time, just by creating content that solves it. Worried that someone's going to ask about prices because you know that topic's going to come up? Well, you can handle this by talking about price ahead of time or even posting prices right on your website. Afraid of getting the "I'm too busy" or "I'll think about it" or "I'll call you back later" objection? Well, you can handle this ahead of time by stressing the importance or framing it with some kind of scarcity or urgency. Don't want to make it all the way through a sales pitch only to get blindsided at the end with the "I don't think this is right for me" objection? Well, then make sure it's right for them ahead of time by giving them content through a video or a podcast or even a blog article that explains exactly who this is for and who it's not for, and identify why it's important and how it's going to help them. There's a side benefit to this as well, is that when you clearly stake your flag in the ground and say exactly who you're for and who you're not for, well, you build that much more trust with the people that you're trying to attract, and the people that you don't really want anyway, well, you didn't want them anyway. Win-win. Using an inbound marketing strategy, you can also paint a really clear and compelling picture of how life is right now for your potential prospect or customer and how it could be later after doing business with you. A natural byproduct of all of this is that it positions you as the expert and the authority and essentially the go-to resource when they're ready to take action. Oh yeah, and you can do this all without ever talking to anyone in person. This makes inbound marketing the perfect strategy for introverts, people who hate sales, and busy people who really just don't want to be stuck on the phone all day. Don't get me wrong, I love talking to people, but having an inbound marketing strategy deployed in my business, well, it allows me to have thousands of mini salespeople working 24/7, 365 days a year, out there spreading the good word and helping to attract more people to me. It's why we use it with all our clients, and it's why you should use it too. The way I teach how inbound marketing really works is through a concept I call intercepting attention. You see, unlike outbound marketing, where your goal is to go out there and try to get your message directly in front of someone who may or may not be in the mood right now, and then try to convince them to A, pay attention, and B, care, well, with an intercepting attention strategy, all you're really doing is redirecting, i.e. intercepting, attention that they're already putting out there and redirecting it towards you and your business. And that's the beauty here. With an inbound marketing strategy and by intercepting their attention, you don't have to go out there and create demand. You're simply taking advantage of demand that's already there and then guiding it towards you and your business as the solution. You don't need to make them care because they already care. That's why they're looking. That's where their attention's going. All you need to do is present information or content or some kind of marketing materials in front of them and then guide them to you. Alright, so now that I've made inbound marketing sound like the greatest strategy ever, it's time to take a good hard look at where it may not be the best case or even a viable solution at all. and where you'd be much better served by using an outbound marketing strategy. The number one reason to prioritize an outbound marketing strategy over an inbound marketing strategy is if you've got a product or a service or a business that nobody's searching for. Basically, if you've got a brand new product or a brand new service or a brand new kind of business idea that nobody's really familiar with, well, it's going to be really hard to redirect attention that's not there in the first place. Same thing as if your business is really hard to describe, and again, you can't really figure out what keywords or how you're going to be able to intercept that attention in the first place. Same thing goes if it's really complicated or does a ton of different things and you're really not sure the best way to kind of position it. Well, this is where an outbound strategy is going to play a little bit of a preference over an inbound. The next reason to prioritize outbound over inbound is if you don't have a lot of patience and you're not willing to wait around for people to find you or your content. Inbound marketing tends to take a bit of time, and it can vary upon a ton of different factors, like just how much search volume is there? Do you have a seasonal business where it's going to fluctuate depending on what time of year it is? Or are people even looking for you at all, like we covered in point number 1? If you need sales and you want growth now, you're going to want to look at outbound. Because with outbound, you can control the volume and the flow of the marketing that you're putting out there, but with inbound, you can't exactly make people search more for the content that you're providing. The third reason to prioritize outbound over inbound is if you've got a unique or differentiated offer that you know people are going to respond to. Again, if you want growth and you want sales and you know that you've got an offer that people are going to respond to and going to want to act on right away, it simply doesn't make sense to wait around for an inbound marketing strategy to make traction or to essentially start bringing in all the traffic you know you're capable of processing. For this reason, an outbound strategy is going to work fantastic because ads or advertising online or even offline, well, it's scalable and allows you to just pump more and more volume out there, getting in front of even more people. And the fourth reason to prioritize outbound over inbound is if you want a certain level of control and you really want to be able to test things and find out which one's going to work best, and you want to get this data quickly. After all, as we already covered, inbound marketing takes time, and if you want to test out which headlines or which content or which strategy is really going to deliver the best results, well, it's not going to make a lot of sense to wait around 3, 6, or maybe even 12 months for the results to come back. As an example, making changes to your inbound marketing strategy and leveraging a search engine optimization strategy, well, making changes to your website could take 3 months, 6 months, maybe even longer for those changes and results to start showing up in the search engines. With outbound marketing, on the other hand, using an advertising tool like Facebook ads or Instagram ads or YouTube ads, well, you can have an ad out there in as little as a few hours and start collecting data right away about which headline or which offer or which message is going to resonate best with your market. Alright, let's take a real quick look at how an inbound marketing strategy versus an outbound marketing strategy might work in different contexts of business to business or B2B businesses and business to consumer or B2C businesses. First up is the B2B or business to business. Basically here, your customer is another business, and when it comes to an outbound or an inbound marketing strategy, well, probably not surprisingly, you're going to want to deploy a little bit of both. When it comes to an inbound marketing strategy, it's going to be really important to keep your keywords focused around terms that that business is going to be looking for in order to solve the problem that they're currently experiencing. Also, you probably want to sway a little more in the direction of more traditional marketing assets like white papers or case studies or real-world results that your business was able to achieve. Also, don't forget about good old outbound prospecting and really going out there and making connections and nurturing leads and doing all the things that we've had to do with B2B businesses for years. After all, you're going to be drawing from a much smaller customer pool. Essentially, the number of target audience that you're going to be trying to go after or the number of potential businesses you're going to try to bring on as clients is going to be a lot more limited, allowing you to be more customized and really tailor solutions directly for them. Now, when it comes to a B2C or business to consumer business where the end customer is actually a normal consumer and not a business, well, many of these strategies are still going to apply. For starters, leveraging an inbound marketing strategy is still going to be phenomenally powerful, but you're going to want to tailor it and customize it just a little bit more than you would with the B2B. You see, with B2B, you probably want to keep most of your content more product and business specific. That's really going to be addressing direct concerns that your potential prospects might have. With a B2C type inbound marketing strategy, however, you're going to want to take things a little broader and start to create content around other areas that your customers may be interested in, not just strictly related to your product. Also, when it comes to the outbound aspect of your marketing, well, obviously we're not going to use a custom and tailored approach or any prospecting that involves going out there and finding individual people to contact. Rather, you're going to want to leverage online advertising solutions like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and YouTube ads, which allows you to get your message directly targeted at exactly who you're trying to get, your ideal target market, and send it out to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, tens of millions, even hundreds of millions of people. So you better make sure that your message is on point. Basically, when it comes to B2B or B2C, both inbound marketing and outbound marketing are going to be valuable strategies. However, there's going to be significant differences in what these strategies look like. All right, so now that I've covered all that, which one is best? Inbound marketing or outbound marketing? Well, probably not surprisingly, the solution here to true marketing success is a combination of inbound plus outbound. Use outbound marketing for short-term wins and cash flow, and use inbound marketing for long-term growth and brand building. That's what we do inside the agency, and it's a strategy we recommend for all our clients, because it works. The next thing you're going to want to do is check out the video I have linked up right here. It's part of our B2B versus B2C series, so make sure to check back then. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time on The Modern Marketing Show. And how can you reach them in a way that builds trust and goodwill and positions you as the authority and go-to expert in your industry? Well, the answer to that, my friend, and the strategy that I believe is probably the single most effective one available today,